All right, 11 o'clock, 11:01 actually on the dot. Okay, let's go ahead and get it started. Welcome to the AM stretch break. Hi, Chet, good to see you. All right. Okay, let's start it off. All right, my name is Luis Morales, health fitness specialist with Exos at Autodesk. Today's AM stretch break, all we're going to need is just a little bit of space on the ground. So we're going to be mainly working on the ground here today. So what I want us to start out with is one of my personal favorites. It's going to involve a little bit of twisting. We're just going to open the spine up here a little bit while laying down on our side. So let's go ahead and do that now. And the position we'll be laying in, want to have those knees kind of stacked up on top of each other, right up around hip level. So we're kind of creating a nice 90-degree angle here at the hips and at the knees. And what we're going to do is also start out by outstretching arms in front of us, one arm laying right on top of the other. And so from here, what we're going to do, either resting that head on the ground or a yoga block or a pillow, whatever is comfortable, we're really going to open up like a big book. So this top arm of mine, I'm going to start to open up like a big book. I'm going to keep my eye on that moving hand. So my head is going to turn. I'm going to open up as far as I comfortably can. Should probably readjust a little bit so I don't run into my own couch. We're just going to slowly open up as much as we comfortably can. And then close that book back up, turning that head to watch the hand all the way. Let's try and go for about 4 more of these, just taking it nice and slow. I like this one a lot just because gravity kind of helps you out on the back side of that open book. And then if you get into that outstretched position, you take a deep breath. You really kind of feel the ribs expand, and then a lot of muscles really relax. Gravity kind of pulling that shoulder down towards the ground a little bit more. It's important to keep rotating that head. We want to kind of imagine the spine as a rope. As we turn the top of the rope, the rest of the rope will kind of fall into suit and twist accordingly. All right, last one here on this side, wherever you're at, make this one the last one. Take it slow, big open, big deep breath. And let's close the book one last time on this side. All right, now that you got that one side opened up, let's switch on over to the other one. Other side should feel just as good as this one, maybe a little bit tighter, maybe a little bit looser, depends. All right, so same thing, knees stacked up on top of each other, right up around hip level. We do this to make sure that our lower back doesn't do any twisting. We want all the spine bones to be twisting, except for the ones in our lower back. Those aren't really made for twisting. The same thing here, we want our head to follow that hand. Just move as much as you comfortably can. If you have a neck or shoulder that is objecting to twisting all the way, that's all right. Just manage the range of motion a little bit. Just stay in a comfortable range. You always want to be doing what's comfortable. Good job, you guys. We're taking it nice and slow here. All right, guys, last one, wherever we're at on this side. Open it all the way up. And then let's close it all the way down. Beautiful. Okay, let's turn on to our backs for this next one. Starting with both knees bent here, what we're going to be doing is kind of stretching out the back of one leg one at a time, or each leg one at a time, I should say. So I'm going to start with my right leg. So I'm lying here, knees bent. That right leg is going to kind of extend up towards the ceiling. What I'm going to do is take my hands, interlace my fingers on my hamstring here, the back of my upper leg, keeping my knee slightly bent. What we're going to do here is move from the ankle. So this will kind of help us control the tension in the back of our legs. So pointing the toes up, we're not going to have a whole lot of tension, but when we try and get that heel all the way up, we should feel some significant tension here in the hamstring or the calf. And what we're going to do is just slowly alternate in between these two positions. So kind of pumping like you're pressing on and off the gas pedal in the car with that ankle. I have really tight hamstrings today, and this one is really kind of waking me up. All right, a couple more pumps here. Nicely done. Okay, let's let that right knee bend, or whatever leg you started with. Let that knee bend, or turn that foot to the ground, and then we'll do the same thing with the other side. So getting that leg up, keeping that knee slightly bent, interlacing those fingers, and then when you're ready, start moving that ankle. Point those toes up, and then try and get that heel nice and high. All right, couple more pumps here. All right, nicely done. Go ahead and bend that knee or turn that foot to the ground. All right, real quick, before we get into another position, let's hug both those knees up into our chest. And feel free to grab the shins or hug all the way around the knees if you want. Once you find a comfortable position, let's just do a couple small little circles with those knees a little bit, kind of loosening up the low back, warming up the hips a little bit, just a couple circles. And now let's change direction. So we're going in circles one way, now we'll go the other way a couple times. Beautiful, all right. All right, slowly let those legs go. Next position we're gonna be in is in all fours. So let's go ahead and roll onto our sides, get up into that all fours position. All right, guys, this next one, yoga-based movement, commonly referred to as the bird dog. So this is kind of a good core stability movement, great kind of movement to do in the morning, just to kind of wake the body up, get the mind working a little bit as well. So with those hands planted right under the shoulders, knees planted under the hips, what we're going to be doing is extending opposite arm and opposite leg. So what that's going to look like, we want to keep the core nice and tight. We want to make sure our back doesn't do any crazy bending in each direction. We want to keep that spine relatively neutral. What I'm going to start with is my right arm and my left leg. So I'm going to reach out, right arm, and then left leg too. So you notice how my left leg isn't super high up, bending my back. Still got my core tight and it's reaching out nice and straight. So once we get here, let's bring those back in and we'll do the opposite. So now my right leg, my left arm are gonna go. You'll feel the core have to work here to kind of keep your balance. And that's good, that's all right, that's what we want. I'm gonna work the core, kind of figure out our balance here in these positions. So slowly just alternate in between these two. And take your time here, it doesn't have to be quick. I'd rather it be nice and slow, so we can kind of focus on the positions and how we feel. Good job. I also want to make sure that that kind of weight can be evenly distributed between that opposite arm and opposite leg that are connected to the ground supporting us. I want to make sure that we're not leaning back too far, putting too much weight into the hip or knees. Same thing with the arms and the shoulders. Looks like I got a call there for a moment, but we're good. All right, that's enough bird dog. Let's get into our final stretch here for the stretch break. And that is going to be another kind of yoga-based thing. We're gonna be stretching out our calves also in the downward dog position. So having those hands planted right on the shoulders, kind of go up into a quick plank here, and then push yourselves into that pike position or that downward dog position. And from here, what I'm gonna have us do is take that right foot to start and just rest on the back of your left leg. And this will kind of exaggerate the amount of stretch we're putting on that left calf. Good shoulder workout too here. All right, let's switch over to the right side. Plant that right foot on the ground, drape that left leg over it. Now all the pressure's on our right side. A nice stretch here. Shoulders are also getting warmed up for the day. It's a good warm up for the workout that we're going to be doing later at Exercise with Exos. Beautiful. All right, slowly let's come down out of that position, down to hands and knees. Nicely done. Okay. That is all the time I have for this morning's stretch break. I hope you guys will join me for the one at 2:30. That is going to be with me again. And then Exercise with Exos, as per usual, is at 12 noon today, Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to be teaching it today. However, Jazzy has programmed a super fun themed workout. So I hope you guys will join me for that. I know it's going to be super fun. Take care out there.
Thank you.
Good job, Jet. And we'll see you next time.
Okay, thank you.